Hello? We care about you hotline. Uh-huh. Yes, who am I talking to? Uh-huh. Mrs. Anderson? Well, how you doing, Mrs. Anderson? It's nice to talk to you. What makes you call this line today? What are you concerned about today, Mrs. Anderson? Uh-huh. You're concerned about little Johnny? Is that your son? Uh-huh. What about little Johnny? He doesn't have enough pencils and crayons to go to school with, or a lunch pail. Well, Mrs. Anderson, a lot of kids don't have lunch pails today. You know, they either eat at the cafeteria at school, or they bring a sack lunch, and they don't need a Roy Rogers, Mickey Mouse lunch pail. Johnny wants one anyway? Uh-huh. Well, Mrs. Anderson, you have to realize that little Johnny can't get everything that he wants. You know, I'd like to have a new Corvette, but I can't have one, Mrs. Anderson. You know, because I can't afford it, you know. So I don't get everything that I want, and I'm sure you don't get everything that you want, Mrs. Anderson. And little Johnny just has to realize that he can't have everything. That's true. He does need pencils and crayons and erasers, you know. In fact, I think that you ought to get double the erasers for Johnny, because I understand he's an idiot. No, I heard that. I heard that from some of his classmates, that he's just a little bit slow, you know. Doesn't quite grasp the situation at school. Well, it could be hearsay. You know, hearsay is, somebody at school that might start a vicious rumor that's not true. And then if you get, 15 kids out of 20 kids in the class that all say that little Johnny's a moron, then, then that turns it into a kind of a fact, Mrs. Anderson, you know. I'm not trying to put little Johnny down. But if you take a look at yourself, it doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Huh? No, I don't mean it that way. Did you get straight A's, Mrs. Anderson? No, I didn't think so. And I didn't either, Mrs. Anderson. I didn't either. So, we can't all be straight A students. Of course, I was a B plus and an A minus most of the time. But here's the thing: if you don't have money to get little Johnny pencils and erasers, and crayons, and a notebook, and forget the lunch pail. Little Johnny doesn't need the lunch pail, but he does need the other things for school, so he can write and erase and write and erase and color and then erase and try to stay within the lines, and so forth. Pencils aren't much, Mrs. Anderson. If you go to Walmart or Kmart or JCPenney's or one of the stores like that, you could probably get 10 pencils in a package for, maybe 89 cents, I wish I could help you, Mrs. Anderson, but I don't have 89 cents to spare for little Johnny. I'd rather use that money, Mrs. Anderson, to get a bag of French fries for myself, to be honest with you. Have you asked your neighbor that if they could help you with, a little partial for Johnny so he could go to school, Well, you might get the violins out, and, go up to the neighbor's house and plead with them. Say little Johnny doesn't have pencils and things that he needs for school. And beg, Mrs. Anderson. Beg like you've never begged before. You've been on the corner before begging, haven't you? For money and so forth? Huh? It's not something you're foreign to, is it? So get off your duff, Mrs. Anderson. And if Johnny needs these things, and I'm sure that he does, then go out and get him. Get it for him, If your husband's not going to get it, or, as his father is a deadbeat and he's not going to come up with the money, for little Johnny, then you have to do it yourself, Mrs. Anderson. Put an ad on eBay, I don't know how you're going to do it, Mrs. Anderson, but, but this hotline is not devoted or dedicated for people like you that are concerned about little Johnny's pencils. It just isn't, So take your hopes and dreams, Mrs. Anderson, and put them in a bag. Throw them off the 10th floor of the YMCA building, and don't call us anymore. We're busy. Don't you get it? Bunch of loads. What do I care about little Johnny? I couldn't care less about him. Little Johnny doesn't have any pencils. Shut up. Cares about flipping little Johnny, huh? Maybe little Cynthia doesn't have any pencils either, huh? Maybe they can get together. Buy a pencil case between them, huh? Then they can share. What a bunch of morons.